Hey guys, this is Vic from Grasping the Market and welcome to our market briefing. Today we had an important session and we have changed in all time frames as a new all-time high has been recorded. This new all-time high was made on the overnight session and is still in place, so that increases the odds that will get taken in regular trading hours. The excess that we made above May's bar is very small, relatively small. You see it a little bit over here. That increases the odds as well for continuation given the current market sentiment. On the daily chart, we saw a strong continuation from the accepted slash confirmed break from the range that we saw earlier in the week. Today we had a continuation, another step up. And despite the opening gap we had today closing, we saw a strong rejection in the second half of the session from the early week high, which effectively denoted change post FOMC. And we also had a strong close after that rejection. So in summary, given the information in all time frames, we have good odds of further upside due to the relatively small excess, the all-time high being made on the overnight session, and the current market sentiment. Zooming into the market profile, there were four important clues that telegraphed the late rally today. Number one, when we opened this morning, immediately after the open, we tagged almost to the tick. Actually, we came one tick short of the previous all-time high at 29.62. If you sit back for 1 second and you look at the context of what's happening, you have the positive trade headlines, you have the dovish FOMC, we break from range, now we gap up massively, plus 20 handles, 15 handles or something like that, leaving the all-time high tagged to the tick and not taking it is very suspicious. So that immediately caught my attention. When we opened, we tagged the previous all-time high and we start coming lower. I knew that the good opportunity for the day could be a long position. Then we made a tremendous amount of volume within the first two periods. I remember that around this 58 area, there were around 26,000 contracts traded, and that's a very high figure. For reference, on a normal circumstances day, on a well-balanced day, the POC normally records around 45,000. So being able to do 26,000 within the first hour, it's a lot of volume. That together with the high decreases the odds that if we're going down, we're gonna go very far and we are not coming back up. Number three, and I'm gonna split the profile for this one. On the way down, we left a few anomalies, like you see here on the D period and then on the F. Those anomalies were left there as we went down. So now you have when you start adding all the data points, you start seeing that the odds of going back up are increasing. And fourth, and this is probably the most relevant one, when we approach the gap closure and actually we close the gap, there was a tremendous buying response from yesterday's high area, leaving a very, very healthy and powerful buying tail, which is excess. So when you have the previous all-time high tag, anomalies, then high volume done in the upper profile, and this massive tail, you know that the odds are pretty good of a rotation back up. And actually, I didn't tweet that much through the session because when this started to happen, I got busy trading some positions, some long positions. So as I said, these data points together increased exponentially the odds for a rotation towards the all-time high, which is exactly what happened later in the session. Now, The immediate focus, I would say, it is on value development relative to the late spike that we saw today. And I'm going to consider that late spike from around this 5250 area, which is the D high. Because as you see, when we started rotating back, H, I, and J found some resistance in that area. So at that point, it was not clear if we're going to continue close the double distribution and ramp up. But after the K period and the L period, this was the origin of the move. And then you have the late rally, which took the previous all-time high, recorded new regular sessions all-time high, and came very short from the all-time high made on the overnight. So acceptance below half back, which is over here, would definitely denote change and increase the odds of this market finding balance and becoming a balanced market before continuing. On the other hand, if we get acceptance within the spike that is above 29.5250, that's the level I was talking about a second ago. If we get acceptance in this area, that would increase the odds of making new all-time highs, I would say. And as we always say, anything can happen because odds are just odds. But I think in this situation that we have right now, there's a good chance that we make new all-time highs. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any opinions, news, research, analysis, prices, or other information offered by Grasping the Market is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute or replace investment advice. Grasping the Market accepts no liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit which may arise directly or indirectly from the use or reliance on such information.